Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. This is John from Cloud Tech Inside. In today's session, we'll be talking about how to host a free LLM on your PC. You heard it right, that it's a free LLM hosted on your CPU-based PCs, Macs, Linux, any systems of your choice. And it's going to be a private LLM, which is the most interesting part, that it remains within your PC limits, doesn't go outside or connect to any of the cloud servers. So you can start using your personal documents and start asking questions on the documents, and you can have your personal conversation, personal emails, and that data never gets used to train the model. So this is very important to understand. And to set it up, it takes few steps, few commands to set it up. And once you set it up, I'm going to introduce you to a web UI interface, which gives you very similar experience to ChatGPT. And in this demo, I'm going to be using Cloud9 just for the reason that I want to be away from my personal laptop so that it doesn't consume the CPU. But feel free to install it on your Mac, PCs, or any kind of Linux systems. It will still work, gives you very decent performance. And one thing to highlight is in this example, we'll be using some of the mid-size models which can fit into a CPU and gives you a decent performance. Anything large is going to require a GPU, but mid-size can easily fit into some of your PCs, some of your devices. So we'll be leveraging some of those models to respond and build a chatbot, and you can always upload your document, get more information out of it. So without much waiting, let's get into the demo. So let me introduce you to the Ollama framework, and this is an open source framework which is used to install some of these models into your PC. And you can install this framework just by simply downloading it into your Mac OS or your PC. And in my example, I'm using the Linux system, which is running on AWS Cloud9. So I'll be simply using pip install Ollama. That's it. And then once you have the Llama installed, you can go through the different models that they have. So they have the 3.1, Gemma 2, they have many models, and you have to ensure that you look at the model card to see if your PC is right fit. So some of the small models like 3.18p can fit somewhere around 4.7 GB space into a PC or a Mac OS. But 7dB may not be the same case. So you have to understand what models best fits your PC. Understanding that, you can use the right model. So in this example, I'll be using Llama 3.1, but there are many models available in Ollama. So if you look at this is the model card, and it will tell you about what different type of model. The 8 billion parameter is like around 4.7 GB. And once you have the Ollama install, all you have to do is copy this command and run it on your terminal. It'll start downloading the model, installing the model, and ready for inference. So it's as simple as that. And like I said, you can play with the different models. A 7dB, you need a 40 GB models and a good RAM as well. So you got to think about what's your PC configuration looks like. But I would suggest start with something small and play with it, understand if you can understand how it works. So that's how you do it. So in this example, I'm going to pick the latest model. I'm going to copy this command right here. And then in this window, all I have to do is a pip install Ollama. And since I've already installed it, says requirement already satisfied, and copy and paste your command right here. So this is going to really help you understand how it works. So basically it pulls the latest information, and I already have this information already ready to go, and I have the instance here. So this is the Llama 3 running, and I can pretty much ask any question. What is the capital of USA? Let's see. So it takes few seconds to respond. It's because it's running on a PC, not on a GPU, so it takes its own time to respond. And this is just a command line interface that you can use, and there are options where I can quickly teach you how to host it on a web UI. Again, this doesn't require any kind of coding or any kind of framework installation. It's quick and easy. Ensure that you have a Docker container installed on your computer. In that way, we can run a OpenWebUI interface and connect to these models and start having a similar experience like ChatGPT. Let me tell you, it's very similar experience like ChatGPT. So once this model responds, we can show you how it works on OpenWebUI. And like I said, you can also expose the API endpoint for this ollama models, and you can start building your own workflow. You can have like analyzers, like I prefer building a stock analyzer on my favorite stock. It runs through all the information. I get all the information, provide that, analyze, and then it can provide me whether it's a good state to buy or not. Some of those informations can be built, and workflows can be built using some of these open source models and on your PC. This is very important. It's not going anywhere. It's within your PC. It's all private and confidential. So now you saw like it works, and like I said, you can always expose an API, which I will do another video on showing how to build workflows around ollama interfaces. So once this is done, let's get back to the OpenWebUI API. So this is another site that shows how to install a web interface. It's a web interface that connects to some of these models, and you can exactly have the similar experience, just like how you had running it on your PC. You can have it run it on any kind of Docker container and expose this endpoint or the web interface on a browser. Okay, there are like ways to run this browser. There is options where if the ollama is installed on your computer, you can use this Docker container. If it's completely on a different server, that's in my case, it's on a completely different EC2 instance. And also, if you have a GPU installed, or if you have an NVIDIA GPU running on your PC, then you can use this command. I would say the best command is the one that is bundled with ollama support. So which means with the GPU support or CPU support, I would pick the CPU, because not everyone has GPUs on their laptop. Copy the command. So all you have to do is copy the command, Docker command, paste it in the interface, and hit enter. So it starts building some of those Docker containers. It depends upon whether you have run it previously or not. It exposes to some of the 3000 port, and ensure that if you're running it on EC2 instance, you want to make sure security group is open for 880 as well as 3000. And once you are there, you can copy, open a browser. Okay. So in my case, I get the public IP address of the EC2 instance, make sure that security groups are updated with the 3000 and 880 port, and I focus it onto my own PC. I didn't open up to all the wide world. So here, I'm doing is I'm pasting the public IP address of my PC, and then the port number. So once this is done, it'll start opening up an interface, and you will be asked to sign up. So if you have not signed up, you can use sign up here, and I'm going to be using here. And once I signed in, they'll ask for all these latest information, and then you hit OK. So this gives me an interface that has a chat window, an option to record, have always a conversation, and some of the latest chats are always saved for historical use purposes. So if you go to the top left, and you can select the model, and I have the Llama 3 models already installed on this interface. That's why you see it. If you don't see it on your interface, all you have to do is go to your profile window, go to settings. Within the settings, you have options for admin settings. Within the admin settings, you have connections option as well as a model option, and you can pick and choose the model from here. So you can select like the latest model, and it'll automatically install in your PC, and you can start using it immediately. So you don't need to install ollama separately. You can just start using this OpenWeb API, and you can use this API and install some of these models. And so in this example, you can say, I want the GPT 3.5 Turbo. And once you pick, you can just hit this download button right here. Automatically downloads the model from the ollama server. And then you can pick and choose the model for your chat window right here. So you can always say, I want to pick Llama. So in the next interface, you say, I want to pick GPT 3.5 Turbo. So you have the options to pick. And like I said, you don't need Llama installed on your computer. You can have this bundled API or bundled Docker image where it automatically connects to a server. So ensure that you go to the bundle ollama support and the CPU only option and copy and paste the command. That's it. That's all you need on your PC. And make sure that you have Docker installed so that you can you start using this application on your web browser. So anyway, I'm here. I can start typing my message. What is the capital of USA? Same question. So this gives you a very similar experience like ChatGPT. All the chats are stored on the left side. All the information is right here. And then you can also play with the settings. You can also record some of those conversation and have those information with LLM of your choice. And this gives you option to add, upload files, so you can have your own RAG approach on this PC or the interface. There you go. So you can see the response and you can start asking more questions to the ChatGPT or the ChatGPT like interface. And you can always edit. There's an option to copy. You can read out loud, give the responses. So some of these feedbacks, all these interfaces are available within OpenWebUI, and you can definitely use this OpenWebUI to build a customized interface based on your use cases. So this is just an introduction to the ollama approach or the local LLM approach. Can we use it in production or like an enterprise grade? Probably no, because the CPU may not give you the same performance, but you can use it for your own personal use, start using it for personal use, and rare use cases where the time is not a concern, then you can go with a CPU-based approach. Otherwise, I would highly recommend some of the G5 instances so that you get the response and the custom experience that you're looking for. So with that said, I'm going to wrap up my video. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for the latest information. Thank you. Signing off, John.